Okay, this is the introduction to the Indian Smokers Cleanse developed by Omega Labs, Alpha Omega Labs. You first need to put the herbs, the herbal blend. You need 1.5 tablespoons, or sorry, excuse me, 1 tablespoon, and it goes into the steeper. We've already prepared the hot water, and it's about 8 to 10 ounces of water, and with about a tablespoon of the herbal blend, and then you get the tea steeping. It takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. You also will need tobacco, an herbal tobacco blend. It is also optional to use marijuana. Marijuana cigarette is a great expectorant, but it's up to you. And you can also forego the cigarette or the tobacco, the herbal blends. It just works better if you use tobacco or a marijuana. Now, marijuana is dangerous because you can smoke and drink and you can get really high from the effects. So you want to make sure if you do use marijuana that you are in a safe place and you're able to take care of yourself. So once you have all of these ingredients, you have your tea. So we steep the tea long enough here, and you have your...
How long do you steep?
You sleep 5 to 10 minutes, and you have your tobacco, and you have your tea. Now, the way the Indians taught it is first, you light your tobacco. Okay, you smoke, and then you cough. Now the idea there is you're causing your lungs to expel the tar and nicotine that has deposited itself onto the walls of your lung tissue. Now the idea is to smoke, cough, now you really want to get some deep coughs. It's not pleasant, but if you want to get this tar and nicotine to release itself from your lungs, you have to have these deep coughing sessions. And the coughing sessions can take 2 to 3 minutes. And then you sip the tea. Okay. When you sip the tea, you go back to coughing. Smoke. And you cough again for as long as you can feel like you can take it. Obviously everybody's going to be different, but you can't just halfway cough. You can't you have to take this, if you want to take this as serious and get the best results, you have to take these coughs serious. So make sure you're able to cough only to not to excess, but to the point where you feel like you gave a good cough, and then again you sip the tea. Now I'm asked by several people, do I really need to do this smoker's cleanse if I've never smoked? And I would say yes, because the air pollution is a consideration, because what happens when we breathe polluted air, or you live in the city and you're breathing in smog and pollution, that stuff also deposits in your lungs. And so it's not just for smokers. It should be used by everyone and clean your lungs, because that's where we uptake our oxygen. And when you have a lot of pollutants in the lining of your lungs, you're not able to absorb oxygen. So I would recommend this for smokers and non-smokers alike. Again, you smoke, you cough, and you sip the tea. And you ask, how many times do I do this? A normal session would be anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. It depends on the person and how much coughing a person is able to achieve. In the morning, you should be able to, and then, by the way, this should be done right at night before bedtime. And when you wake up in the morning, you should have a lot of phlegm and buildup and mucus, and that's where the tar and the nicotine will begin to come out, and then you find some cup and you spit it out. And you do this every night until you no longer spit up any more tar or black mucus. And that's when you do it. Now, how many days does that generally take? It depends on the person, but you generally need to do it at least 5 to 7 days to get the best results. So this is every night before bedtime. This is the procedure. Again, you need the herbal blend. It takes 1 tablespoon. You have your hot water. You steep the herbs in the hot water 5 to 10 minutes. And then you get your herbal tobacco and or marijuana, and you're all set. And that's the smoker's cleanse.